The cloud is an interesting phenomenon. It's definitely taken our industry by storm, but really the cloud there's no such thing as a cloud. It's just a bunch of servers in a place that we're going to connect to, right? It sounds strikingly familiar to a mainframe, right? So we're kind of taking ourselves full circle over the last 35 years of IT, straight back to where we started with dummy terminals and large servers that we connect to. However, basically the cloud has come to be because applications in the cloud are much cheaper to run than running them yourself, right? So it started with SaaS solutions and has continued on. So it does pose an interesting problem for IT organizations, mainly around devices, right? So one of the key things is authentication, right? How do you get access to the devices, be it the laptop, the desktop, the smartphone, the tablet, to access the cloud, right? So security really starts at that first layer, which is authentication, right? Which is the first gateway of anything being secure, right? Is that authentication layer, right? However, then you're talking about information flowing in and out of a cloud that is not on your premises that you're trusting, could be sensitive information included that's coming back and forth, right? From a vendor perspective, the point that was made earlier about the future probably doesn't have laptops with 500 gig hard drives with all the data sat on the laptop. It's probably going to be in the cloud, right? At WinMagic, we've kind of seen this coming down the road. Our future roadmap really is centered around the ability to lock and unlock data that flows in and out of the cloud, right? So that access is not just at the authentication layer, but it's also the ability to seamlessly ensure that data that flows in and out of the cloud is actually encrypted and secure, right? Time and time again, we've seen situations where large corporations have lost credit card numbers or sensitive information. I think one case was Sony with their PlayStation, lost very sensitive client data. That cost them significant money in terms of their stock price, as well as their consumer confidence, right? So the world we live in is evolving and rapidly changing. And from the vendor perspective, it's very difficult to keep up with the changes that we're seeing, right? People are demanding more and more, constituents are demanding more and more. It's becoming more and more challenging for government to keep up with e-governance projects, right? We live in a world where it's kind of funny, everybody expects us to keep their data secure when they give it to us, yet they post it on Facebook just freely without even being asked, right? They place their life in front of everybody in the world on Facebook, yet they expect security from government and companies, right? So we have to address the security of the data in the cloud and not in the cloud, right? Data security is something that is critical, for people and something that's mandatory.